The courtroom exploded with laughter the moment the little girl screamed, "Free my daddy! And I'll make you walk again!" Every head turned. The judge froze mid-sentence. The lawyer stared. Even the guards near the defendant's stand struggled not to laugh. Standing in the center of the courtroom in a wrinkled yellow dress and worn-out shoes was 6-year-old Lily Carter. Her tiny hands were clenched into fists, her eyes red from crying, and tears streamed down her cheeks as she stood between rows of shocked strangers. Beside the guard stood her father, Ethan Carter. A single dad. Handcuffed. Accused of armed robbery. And facing 20 years in prison. The courtroom had spent the last 3 days hearing a story that painted Ethan as a criminal. Prosecutors called him desperate. Dangerous. Broke. They claimed he robbed a pharmacy at gunpoint. They claimed security footage proved it. They claimed his fingerprints were found near the scene. Case closed. Everyone thought Ethan was finished. Everyone except his daughter. Judge Eleanor Graves adjusted her glasses and looked down at Lily. "Child," she said firmly, "this is not the place." Lily shouted again. "No! You have to listen! My daddy didn't do it!" The room filled with whispers. Judge Graves sighed. She had spent 15 years on the bench. She was known as ruthless, cold, and impossible to sway emotionally. "Take the child outside," she ordered. Before the bailiff could move, Lily pointed straight at the judge. Her tiny voice shook. "I can help you." More laughter erupted. The judge narrowed her eyes. "What did you say?" Lily swallowed hard. "I can make you walk again." Silence. Every laugh died instantly. Judge Graves' face changed. No one spoke. No one moved. Everyone in the city knew one thing about Judge Eleanor Graves. She had been in a devastating car accident 3 years earlier. Since then, she couldn't walk without assistance. She hid the pain well, but everyone knew. Doctors told her recovery was impossible. The judge stared at Lily. "How do you know about my condition?" Lily pointed to her own chest. "My mommy told me." Ethan's face turned pale. His breath caught. His late wife. Sarah. Dead for 5 years. The judge's expression darkened. "Your mother is deceased." Lily nodded. "Yes." "Then how could she tell you?" The courtroom fell into chilling silence. Lily looked directly at the judge. "She came in my dream last night." The room went ice cold. Ethan's heartbeat thundered in his ears. Lily continued. "She said tell the lady in black, the crash wasn't an accident." The judge gripped the bench. Hard. Too hard. Her knuckles turned white. No one in this courtroom knew something. Something Judge Graves had buried deep. She had always suspected her crash wasn't random. But no proof. Never enough proof. The judge leaned forward slowly. "Who, exactly, was your mother?" Lily turned to Ethan. "My mommy was Sarah Carter." Judge Graves went completely still. The color drained from her face. The courtroom watched in confusion. Then something shocking happened. Judge Eleanor Graves stood up so suddenly her chair rolled backward. Gasps erupted. Because she stood. Without her cane. Without assistance. Without thinking. Pure adrenaline had carried her to her feet. She whispered one name. "Sarah?" Ethan's eyes widened. "You knew my wife?" The judge looked shaken. "She saved my life." Silence. Ethan blinked. "What?" Judge Graves slowly sat back down, now visibly trembling. 12 years ago, before I became a judge, I was a prosecutor." Her voice cracked. "I was handling a corruption case involving powerful people. Dirty cops. Criminals. Politicians." The courtroom listened in stunned silence. "One night someone leaked my location." She stared at Ethan. "I was attacked." Ethan's blood ran cold. Judge Graves continued. "A woman appeared out of nowhere. She fought them off. Called police. Saved me." Her voice softened. "Her name was Sarah." Ethan could barely breathe. His wife had never told him this. "Never," Judge Graves whispered. "Before she left, she told me something." The judge looked directly at Lily. She said, "If anything ever happened to her family, protect them." Tears filled Ethan's eyes. No. This couldn't be real. The prosecutor jumped up. "Your Honor, this is highly irregular." "Sit down." Her voice cut through the room like steel. The prosecutor froze. Judge Graves turned to Ethan. Tell me everything. Ethan swallowed hard. His voice shook. My wife died in a hit-and-run 5 years ago. Judge Graves' eyes sharpened. She was killed 2 days after telling me she had evidence. Evidence of what? Ethan's jaw tightened. She discovered corruption. The room froze. Corruption involving police officers, and a local pharmacy chain laundering money. The prosecutor's face changed. Judge Graves noticed. Instantly. Ethan continued. Sarah was gathering proof. Then she died. His fists tightened. I was threatened afterward. Judge Graves narrowed her eyes. Threatened by whom? Ethan slowly turned. Pointing. At the prosecutor. Gasps exploded. Assistant District Attorney Mark Doyle went pale. That's absurd. Ethan shouted. You came to my house. Liar! You told me to stay quiet if I wanted Lily safe. The courtroom erupted. Judge Graves slammed her gavel. Order! Ethan's chest heaved. They framed me because I refused to hand over Sarah's files. Judge Graves stared. What files? Ethan looked down. Then at Lily. Then reached into his jacket. Guards moved. Stop! He slowly pulled out. A pink unicorn flash drive. The courtroom blinked. Ethan held it up. Lily kept this hidden. Everyone stared at the little girl. Lily sniffled. I hid it in my teddy bear. Ethan's voice cracked. Sarah gave it to Lily before she died. Judge Graves' face hardened. Bailiff. Secure that drive. Mark Doyle suddenly panicked. No! That evidence is unverified. Judge Graves slammed the gavel again. Enough! Then the most shocking moment came. A courtroom officer rushed inside. Breathing hard. Your Honor! What is it? The officer held papers. We ran emergency verification on the pharmacy footage. Silence. The officer swallowed. The footage was altered. Gasps erupted. He continued. The original timestamp proves Mr. Carter wasn't even near the pharmacy. Chaos exploded. People stood. Lawyers shouted. The prosecutor staggered backward. Judge Graves stared at Mark Doyle. Deadly calm. You framed an innocent man. Doyle shook. No, this is a misunderstanding. Judge Graves' voice thundered. Bailiff. The entire room shook under her command. Arrest Mark Doyle immediately. 2 officers grabbed him. He screamed. You don't understand. They'll kill me. Judge Graves froze. They? Doyle's face twisted. He realized his mistake. Too late. Judge Graves' eyes burned. There are others. Doyle said nothing. But silence confirmed everything. A larger network. Bigger than anyone imagined. Judge Graves slowly turned toward Ethan. Then spoke the words that changed everything. All charges against Ethan Carter are dismissed. Effective immediately. Ethan collapsed to his knees. Crying. Free. Lily ran into his arms. Daddy! He hugged her so tightly she squealed. Tears poured from both of them. The courtroom watched in silence. Then something unbelievable happened. Judge Eleanor Graves stood again. This time slowly. Carefully. Everyone held their breath. She took one step. Then another. Then another. No cane. No support. Just walking. The courtroom stared in absolute shock. Judge Graves herself looked stunned. Tears filled her eyes. She looked at Lily. The little girl smiled. I told you. The judge began crying. After 3 years of pain. She was walking. Doctors would later call it an adrenaline-triggered neurological breakthrough. A miracle brought on by emotional shock. But Judge Graves believed something else. She believed Sarah Carter had kept her promise. 3 months later, 37 corrupt officials were arrested. Police officers. Lawyers. Executives. Politicians. An entire criminal network collapsed. The evidence from Sarah's flash drive destroyed them all. Ethan and Lily finally got justice. But the most chilling part came later. One evening Ethan tucked Lily into bed. She hugged her teddy bear. Daddy? Yes, sweetheart? She smiled sleepily. Mommy says she's proud of you. Ethan froze. His voice shook. What did you say? Lily yawned. Mommy visits sometimes. Tears filled Ethan's eyes. She says we're safe now. He could barely breathe. Lily's eyes drifted shut. Then she whispered one final sentence. The words sent chills down Ethan's spine. She says, "Tell Judge Graves." Ethan leaned closer. "What?" Lily murmured softly. "The next attack is coming." Ethan's blood ran cold. Then Lily fell asleep. As if nothing happened. Outside, thunder cracked across the night sky. And in Judge Graves' office across town. Her phone rang. "Unknown number," she answered. A distorted voice whispered 3 words. "This isn't over." The line went dead. Judge Graves slowly looked out the window. Lightning flashed. And somewhere in the darkness, someone was watching.